Hey y'all, this is God Guns of Golf, and we're going to be comparing these 6 2011s today. Here we have the Springfield Prodigy, a Jeff Meister custom I had made, a Staccato P, the Atlas Titan, the Nighthawk custom Sandhawk, and the Atlas Erebus. We're going to be comparing the price, the shootability, and the accuracy, and then we're going to give my overall opinion on these. They're all pretty great guns. They've got their give and take, but let's get right into it. Let's talk about price. For price, we've got the Springfield Prodigy at $1,200. We've got this Jeff Meister custom at around $3,500. The Staccato P, $2,500. The Atlas Titan, about $5,000. The Sandhawk is running in between $9,000 and $13,000, and then the Atlas Erebus, which is about $9,000. So obviously there's a big discrepancy here in price. Let's start with the Springfield Prodigy, coming in at $1,200. It's got the reverse crown barrel, really good milling. Slide is cut really nicely so you can get a good grip on it pretty much anywhere. Very nice. We got the bull barrel, a little thicker. Smooth too. I mean, they killed it with this. All the edges are very smooth on this. Great spring. Recoil spring in there. Awesome sights. Raised up. If you ever wanted to get the suppressed barrel version of this. The grip. Nice sandpaper like. Your hand really is not going to go anywhere on this deal. I mean, this is awesome. And then for the trigger, we've got a regular 1911 trigger. I'll be showing the shooting portion of this in a second. See some muzzle rise on this. It performs quite well for $1,200. But the Prodigy leaves something to be desired. Its muzzle rise is just a touch too much for a race gun, but that can be set aside because of the amazing price it comes in at. You can see here that it is very flat, but does have a snappy kick that doesn't allow for a faster rate of fire. Next up, we have the Jeff Meister Custom. This thing's coming in right at $3,500. Really nice gun, man. I can't say enough about Jeff Meister. He makes awesome 1911s. He actually only made 3 of these because he said he hated making 2011s because they're so difficult. We've got the reverse crown barrel here too. Wouldn't expect anything less from him. The grip is titanium, which actually is not the best for a race gun because it makes the gun too light. So you get a lot of muzzle flip on this one, sadly. The spring is nice and light on the inside. The milling on this is incredible. I mean, he's the master gunsmith at Arsenal. So, I mean, this is going to be quality. Let's test the trigger. It's a 1911 trigger. But I will say it's a little bit snappier than the Prodigy's. Beautiful gun. Let's jump right into shooting. This gun's quality is incredible, but the exclusivity and price does not justify the shot. It has bad muzzle flip, and with the safety thumb rests being so small, it was hard to find purchase on the gun. And as stated earlier, the titanium lower cool factor really does not help with the overall muzzle rise. It felt like I was resetting after every shot, and for a hole puncher, I really can't recommend this at all. Next up, we got the Staccato P for about $2,500. We've got the really nice cut slide, black barrel, which I love, reverse crowned, really nice. And then we got the recoil spring, easy takedown right there, pretty wicked. The grips are really nice. I mean, at least on this one, sandpaper-like. On some of their other ones, it's smooth, which is very dumb. But when you replace the optic on this, just remember that, you know, you're going to lose your back optic, which is kind of the worst, but that's okay. At least you can get a nice sight on it. We got the Leopold one on this. Has a really nice dot, so that's why I like it on this. The trigger, once again, it's a 1911 trigger. It's going to be great. But the shooting and the accuracy right after. The Staccato really did blow my mind. This was my first time shooting it, and I was extremely impressed. Its overall shot was very flat and easy to control. So much so that I could let loose on the last 5 of the 10 shots. Its accuracy is even more impressive with that grouping at 7 yards. I used to think they were all hype, but this is quality for $2,500. The Atlas Titan. It's Atlas. It's as good as it's gonna get. Ported, cut, incredible. Super nice slide. Milling is second to none. Semi-reverse crowned. Super smooth. I mean, that is as slick as it's gonna get on this. We've got really nice rests, thumb rests here on the safeties. Snappy. Their grips cut into you. I mean, these are the best grips. Really nice magwell. Very well done. Easy to put in, easy to put out. The triggers are a little bit better than your conventional 1911. You get the raised sights on this too to co-witness. We got the SRO on this. Nothing but the best for the Atlas. The Atlas Titan is so flat it's stupid. I ran through those 10 shots like it was nothing, and this is exactly what I expect out of them for $5 grand. And the accuracy is superb. The feel in the hand is full, and I feel like nothing is out of control. The next two are kind of in a class of their own. Let's start with the Nighthawk Custom Sandhawk. This is my favorite gun ever made. It is physical perfection. It is a piece of art. And it is $13,000, which is a little bit unreasonable. But what can you say? I mean, they have absolutely popped off in the last 2-3 years. The grips are made so well. I mean, there's no edges on this at all that you can feel. Their slides are cut perfectly. The comp is so well done. I mean, look at that. That's insane. Beautiful. Bull barrel with a comp. I mean, this thing is not going anywhere. And you see that in the shooting test too. I mean, its muzzle rise is nothing. It is nothing. We got the RMR on top of this. And then you get the really cool front iron on this, which is pretty smart. I really like the way they did that. Then you get the gold 24 karat little bead in the front of the iron. Let's test this trigger. It's a 1911 trigger. It does its job, and it does it well. This gun is perfection. You'll see in the muzzle rise test. The sights don't move at all, but for $13,000, I would expect a little more, but they shoot to be a more artistic, well-shooting gun than a comp shooter. It might be because I have the RMR and it has a small window, but I felt a little reluctant to go fast. This is the cream of the crop, the Atlas Erebus. If you're looking to become a professional shooter, this is most likely what you're going to end up with. This thing is perfection. Everything about this is unstoppable. They didn't give a shit. They didn't even put a front sight or a back sight on this because they said that you're going to put an SRO on it no matter what. So they knew what they were doing. I mean, this thing is glass. Absolute glass. Huge comp on the front. Milled to perfection to line up on that. You can hear that. It's one of my favorite sounds. I mean, it's lining up just right. I mean, this thing does not move when you shoot it. Grips Atlas grips. I mean, what can you say? They'll cut into you. It's perfect. They ain't moving. The trigger, it's a little bit snappier than the rest of them, which is something just to be proud about for Atlas. I mean, they polish everything. Milled immaculately. No edges, no lines. Perfection. And you better expect it for $8,500, nine grand. I mean, this is perfect. And you see it in the shooting. I mean, in the accuracy test, this thing is just unstoppable. This gun puts holes and holes on paper and makes it look easy for even me, who is not a crazy good shooter. You want to be a pro gunner, this is going to be your go-to. They made this perfect. So now that we've looked and reviewed at all of these, I've got to say I was extremely impressed by this Staccato. I think the Staccato actually performed better for the buck than all of them. I mean, for $2,500, $2,200 if you get a good deal on the Staccato P, this is gonna be your go-to gun. When you get into, you know, professional shooting and stuff like that, you can absolutely deck out, you know, and go with the Atlas Erebus. And then if you want an artistic piece, I mean, the Nighthawk custom. I mean, this is beauty. 13 grand. You're gonna get 13 grand a gun for this. It's hard to explain without, you know, seeing it in person, but this thing is immaculate. For the entry, the Prodigy. It's gotta be the Prodigy. This thing is plagued with some issues, you know, that they had in the beginning, but their second generation of them has never failed me. I mean, I had not had a single problem with this one. With my long slide, that one had a little bit of an issue, but, you know, we sent that to Turnbull because we couldn't get something going, and that's the way it's gonna be. And if you're gonna build a custom one, I love Jeff Meister, but go with Infinity. You know, this thing is great, but like I said, the titanium cool factor doesn't help. It's extremely light back here, and with the muzzle flip, you know, it's not helping. But all in all, that's it. That's all I got. So if you guys liked the video, please like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see in the future. Thank you so much. Bye.